And to get the updates of the current situation, we have Adolfo Sansolini, a UK citizen, on the phone live from London. Hi, Adolfo. Thank you for your time.
Hi, selamat sore.
Yes, selamat sore. So when can we start seeing the result of the referendum?
Well, it will still take several hours because people are going to the polls until 10 p.m., which means another 7 hours to go. Then the count will start, and there is an expectation that the first results for small towns or small villages will come around, after an hour or two. But the first reliable data about larger cities will arrive around 3 p.m. So we still have about 12 hours to go. Lots of tension still in the air.
Wow, so how is the security condition there?
Well, I would say it's okay. I helped a bit with the campaign to remain in the European Union this morning before work, and I must say that the atmosphere was very positive. People were very happy. There is a very strong sense of solidarity and I think positive feelings. But I live in an area which is expected to vote massively to remain in the European Union. So there is anyway higher level of education, and people are more informed in general of what the union is about and are more interested in politics. But I would say that tragically, the killing of Joe Cox, the member of the parliament, a few days ago, has also caused a positive switch from a very tense, very violent, very negative feeling in society to a reaction of all the people who want a better world, a more solidarity among nations. So a lot of people have come out volunteering with very good messages about coming together, and there has been even a huge kiss in Trafalgar Square and around Europe to keep Britain in the European Union. So love is possibly prevailing over prejudice and hate.
So, Adolfo, what do people expect from either staying in the EU or leaving it?
Well, staying in the EU would mean building up on what we've been doing. The European Union started in 1958 and Britain joined in 1973. So we know the benefits of working together with other countries, being one of the main markets in the world, and especially that's my first reason to support staying in the European Union. There has been a lot of progressive legislation on human rights, animal welfare, and the protection of the environment. People who want to leave say that there is a lot of bureaucracy, that they don't know who's been elected in Europe, but my feeling, and I've been working with European institutions, targeting them, in contact with European institutions for over 20 years, my feeling is that there is much more transparency in the European institutions that we have in every single member state. The real feeling is that nationalism is taking a big toll on the debate. So a number of elderly people would like to have their country back, whatever that means, while younger people would probably like to have back the country of the Olympic Games, where everybody was working together in a very positive way. There has been a lot of misinformation during the campaign, figures about what we give to the European Union, legislation that comes from the European Union as if Britain didn't vote for it. So I think that now everyone is a bit calmer. Propaganda has had its role, but we have to go back to focusing what the real things are. So if tonight we'll find out that we voted to remain in the European Union, I would say that we have to capitalize on the good feelings of the last few hours and tens of thousands of volunteers who are in the streets in this very moment asking to vote to remain. If we decide to leave the European Union, there will be some emergency plan to be set up on the economy and on social issues in Britain, but it would affect also other European countries.
So, Adolfo, we also know that people are mourning over the tragic death of pro-EU politician Joe Cox. Does this incident affect the referendum?
Yes, absolutely. There's been a high level of tension over the last few weeks, and it was really something you can sense in the air. There was a lot of hatred, something we didn't really need. These questions, the idea of having a referendum on something so complex like the European Union, where many people, don't really know what the technicalities are. So there has been a lot of tension based on immigration, about income, and so on. And I'm afraid that the murder of Joe Cox is a direct result of political choices to increase tension in the population. Obviously, some people will react in a more nervous way, but still talking about things or arguing with words, and there are always a few people in the population who can be more willing to take weapons and actually be more violent. But I would say that the sacrifice of Joe Cox, a politician who's been very involved in the campaign to remain in the European Union, and she was a person who was being involved in work for human rights, development, and many other issues with also organizations that work on human rights and other positive issues. I think that she's shocked.
Okay.
That murder has shocked the country because she was a very positive person, and I think she's managed through her sacrifice, which would have been good to avoid, to bring back the conscience of so many people who have filled the streets and reacted to that, to say that we should stop hating and we should love more.
Okay, thank you so much, Adolfo.
Political choice too. Thank you very much.